down, get comfortable. Don't know how to sit. Don't know what to do with my arms. Okay, hopefully that's okay. Hi, hello. I hope you're doing well. I'm just gonna pop this in front of me so that I can keep track of what I'm doing. Where can I sit this? Oh. Hi, hello, I hope you are doing well. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I thought that it would be a good idea, seeing as this is something that I've only just started doing. I thought it would be a good idea to do an introductory video. So I'm going to keep it on theme and do a book tag. I'm sure majority of you would know what a book tag is, but if you don't, it's just a bunch of questions and they're kind of bookish related questions that I'll be answering. So I'm just going to give you a rundown of my book taste, what I'm interested in, what kind of books I read, and then from there you can kind of gather whether watching my videos and our book taste would be something that you would enjoy. I thought it would be a good idea to do a bit of an introduction and dive a little bit deeper into why I've decided to start filming these videos and put myself out there and talk about things that I really love, which is books and being a mother and health and fitness, going to the gym. So I thought it would be a good idea to do this introduction. There's just a car. Very noisy, echoey house. I'm going to keep it on theme and I'm going to do a book tag. I'm just going to run through a bunch of questions. I'm going to try and keep it as short and sweet as I possibly can, and by the end hopefully have a better understanding of my book taste and what I'm interested in, and hopefully what you're going to get from my channel. My name's Jacklenn and I am 26. I'm a first-time mum to a beautiful little girl. Her name's Iverson. I have been married to my husband for 3 years now. His name's Jared, and I think we've been together for just over 7 years, so a little while now. We just bought our first home, so we just moved into this beautiful little house at the end of 2024. That was such a huge step for us, super exciting for us to be able to buy our first home and really settle in somewhere and start building our family, I guess, is the best way to explain what we're trying to achieve here. And my favorite color is orange. There you go. All right, so we're going to get started with the questions. If you can see me looking down, I just have my iPad in front of me with the questions on it. I got a few of these questions from Larry Reed's doing her own book tag, and then a couple of them I added in for myself. That's where the questions come from if you would like to know and go and watch her video. She's hilarious. First question is, how many books do you read in a year? Typically, I would read somewhere from 80 to 100 books. Sometimes more, sometimes less. I have been reading consistently for about 4 or 5 years now. It's just something that I really enjoy. I love reading. I love fiction specifically. I have a Kindle, so I read ebooks. I read physical books, and then I also listen to audiobooks every now and then. Majority of the time my audiobooks are just like, they're either like fun little romances or more non-fiction, self-help kind of personal development books. Question number 2 is, what books have I reread? Okay, so books that I've reread, you can obviously take these as my like holy grail. I love these books. So rereads, I have All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. This book is like, how do I even describe this? I freaking love this book. It is stunning. The writing is beautiful. The story is amazing. It's based in World War II. I have no way of explaining this story very well. So basically what this is it's set in World War II. It follows a German boy growing up in Germany, and he gets sent to one of the German schools where they send the young boys to raise them into being soldiers. So it follows his story. Then it also follows a little French girl who is completely blind. Her story is, you just follow her as she grows up, being completely blind in a war zone, and she lives with her uncle, and he does all of these things to build her into a strong individual who can survive. He works at the National History Museum in France, in Paris, and he's the locksmith. He gets given, yeah, it's on the back, it's not a spoiler. Okay, so he gets given this diamond, and the diamond is called the Sea of Flames, and it is worth heaps and heaps of money, like an indescribable amount of money. It's worth this. So it follows that story, the little girl and her uncle, and he has the Sea of Flames, this diamond. Then it also follows a sergeant, I believe he's a sergeant or like a chief something. I really don't remember the terminology for what he is in the army, but he's quite high up, and he's an art collector, and he has been tasked with finding all the priceless artifacts in France and either keeping them or selling them for the army, for Germany. So he is tasked with finding the Sea of Flames, and it basically follows all three people, and it all just intertwines, and you're constantly switching perspectives and being left on little cliffhangers and given little crumbs of each person and what they're doing and what they're going through. And as you finally come to the end, it all kind of just comes together. The way that this story is structured and the way that it's written truly, to me, is like an artwork. It is stunning. Just the way that it is built, this book, I don't understand how he was able to write something that comes together just like this. I have no bad words to say about this book. I think it's absolutely amazing. This I have reread, okay? As you can see, I have tabbed the crap out of this, okay? This book is like my whole entire heart in a little book. I actually found out after I read this that it took him 10 years to write, 10 years of his life to write this book, and I am not surprised with the detail and the writing in this. I'm not surprised that it took him 10 years. It is just stunning. If you get anything from this video, read this damn book, okay? Read it. Second book that I have reread is Looking for Alaska. Now, the first time I read this, I think I was 14 years old, and since then I believe I've read it 7 or 8 times. I can't remember how many I've read it, but it's a lot. And it's not a super big book, it's quite small. It's by John Green, so back when I was 14, he was a huge author of the times. And this book just changed my life. That's all I can say. It changed my life. I think this book, and a few other reasons as well, but this book saved my life. It changed my life and it saved my life. So I'm forever grateful to this book, and it will never not hold a really close place in my heart. For what this one is about, it is a coming of age story about a young boy who goes off to boarding school and meets a group of friends, and they kind of become this little family. He ends up meeting a girl, her name's Alaska, and he falls head over heels for her basically, but she is a very up and down kind of person. She's all over the shop. She's going through the teenage years and self-discovery. It just talks about a lot of impactful topics. I think it is very well written. I think it's a stunning book, and I hope to one day give this to my daughter to read when she is 14, and I hope that it changes her life the way that it did mine. Lastly, for that question, a book that I've reread is Magnolia Parks. This one I have also annotated the absolute crap out of. I am obsessed with this and the writing. I love the writing. I'm just obsessed. I'm obsessed. It's London, high society. It's kind of like Gossip Girl. It's found family. You just follow along with these bunch of young adults. They're like 23, I think, 23, 25. And they all grew up together, and they're all filthy rich, and it's just drama. It's pure drama, and it's addicting. I love this book and I love the series. If you didn't know, it is the it's the Magnolia Parks universe. So it follows Magnolia Parks, and then there is books also called Daisy Hates, which I think Daisy Hates is an answer for another question. So we'll keep talking about this later. Question number 3 is a priority read that I have on my TBR. This, I'm going to say Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb, okay? So this is the second book in the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb. This is her first trilogy, and so far I have only read the first book, Assassin's Apprentice, and I really did love this. It's a high fantasy series, so it's long and there's a lot of world building and it's quite slow. I would say there's a lot of build up that you have to get through, but I did really enjoy the first one and I do want to get through the trilogy. The only thing that stops me from picking this up all the time is the size of it and the teeny tiny writing. Like, it's just a humongous book. How many pages is this? 648 pages, and there's like no margins. There is just tons and tons of writing, but I do think that I will absolutely love the trilogy, so I want to get to this hopefully this year. Question number 4 is an author that you won't be rereading this year. So this might be controversial, but an author that I won't be reading this year is Miss Elsie Silver. Is that sad? Is that controversial? I think this would be controversial. She's a very popular author. My reason is I even have her newest series on my list of 25 reads for 2025, and yeah, I kind of need to kick that book off because I probably won't be reading it this year. But my reasoning for this one is I've read the entire, what is it called? What is this series called? Can't remember. What is this called? Oh, I'm so stupid. I've read the entire Chestnut Springs series, which is what this book, Hopeless, is from. Basically, I read the first, I think 3. I didn't mind them. I thought that they were okay. They were nothing crazy, but I thought that they were okay. I think I gave them maybe 3 stars. I think Powerless, number 3, was my favorite. When I got to the last 2 books, I was really struggling to get through them because I just found that there wasn't a whole lot of depth in the last 2 books. I felt like there was more in the first few, but in the last couple of books, I was really struggling to connect, especially on the last one. This is just all spice. There is no depth. And I feel like the characters had potential to be full of depth. Like, the guy is a soldier, for crying out loud. Like, and it's like fake engagement. I don't know, it just frustrated me. This book frustrated me. I thought it could have been great and it just let me down. So I'm just not interested in reading another Elsie Silver at the moment, but potentially in the future sometime, but not right now. Question number 5 is something new you want to read. So either genre or trope. I don't really have an answer for this question. I read from a whole range of genres. I read romance, fantasy, and I'm into high fantasy, romantic fantasy, romantasy. I read romance, just general romance, historical fiction, literary fiction. I try and have a broad range within all the books that I read and a broad range of books that I enjoy. There's nothing really, I don't really have an answer for this one. If I was gonna give an answer, I'd probably say like mystery or thriller, because I've only read a couple of mystery and thrillers and I have never enjoyed one. I don't know, with thrillers, I just really don't enjoy the whole like anxiety inducing what's gonna happen, what are they doing, like I just hate that feeling. And then mystery, I don't know what it is, but maybe when I read books, I just don't really try and plan ahead. Like I'm not trying to figure out who did it or what the mystery is or what the answers are. I'm just kind of like going with the flow. So when you're reading a mystery, that kind of approach to reading doesn't really work. I guess if you were going to read a mystery, you would want to be motivated to figure out the mystery. yeah, I just think that it doesn't make sense for me, but if I had an answer, that would be my answer. Alrighty, moving on. Question number 6 is a popular book that I want to read. And my answer for this one is I want to read The Poppy War or something by Cassandra Clare. So this is called Swordcatcher, and this is her, I think it's an adult fantasy, and normally she writes young adult, I believe. Actually, don't know if that's true, but I don't know if I want to start with this for Cassandra Clare, because I obviously know that she has the Immortal Instruments series, which is massive, and Clockwork, I don't know what that series is called, but the one that's like Clockwork Prince or something like that. But something by Cassandra Clare or The Poppy War. I really do want to get to The Poppy War. I know that I will love this series. I just know it. I just procrastinate picking this book up because I know I'm going to love it and it's probably going to exceed my expectations, but can't give you an honest reason why I haven't picked this up yet, but I want to. A bookish goal for 2025. I don't really know if I have a bookish goal for 2025. I think, okay, a bookish goal for me, a good one, because quite often I will either buy like multiple copies of the same book if I really, really love it, like the Magnolia Park series. I have all 3 versions of that series, okay? So I have special edition copies, I have the indie published versions, and then I have the traditionally published versions. So that's a lot of copies of the same book, but I really love that series. So I think a good goal for me would be, if I am reading something, say like on my Kindle, and I really love it, trying to avoid buying the physical copy. Does that make sense? Like, if I've read it on my Kindle, do I need the trophy of having it? Like, I already have so many books. Anyway, question number 8 is a book on your TBR that you don't think you will read. So a book on my TBR that I don't think I will read. I think my answer for this one is either Eragon or The Underground Railroad. Those 2 books, I struggle to see myself reading those. Question number 9 is a series that I want to read this year, and that has to be The Hunger Games. I've read book number 1 and I want to move on to book number 2 ASAP. I really want to get this done this year because I loved book number 1 and I want to get to the prequels, to A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and I want to get to Sunrise on the Reaping. So that is my motivation for finishing the Hunger Games series. Alright, question number 10 is my auto by authors. Okay, so I have heaps, but auto by authors for me are Frederick Bachman, Jessa Hastings, Chloe Walsh, Emily Henry, and Kristen Hanna. Love Kristen Hanna. Absolutely adore her books. Question number 11 is a sequel that I am anticipating, and that would be book number 2, To When the Moon Hatched. Okay, so this is number 1. Book number 2, I believe, comes out in October. I'm not 100% sure on that, but maybe October. And it's called The Ballad of Falling Dragons, and I am so freaking excited. I love this book. I gave it 5 stars. I bought the special edition copy, and I think there's a new special edition coming out of this, and you can bet your bottom dollar that I will be buying it. So I'm super, super excited for the second book of this. I absolutely loved the world. I loved the characters. I think it's just so unique, and dragons. Duh. Dragons. Fantastic book. Oh, my book stack is falling. The next question is all-time favorite books. So it's kind of impossible for me to answer this without renaming a few books, but all-time favorite books, All the Light We Cannot See, and Daisy Hates The Great Undoing. So this one is in the Magnolia Parks universe that I talked about before. This is book 4, I believe. So it goes Magnolia Parks, Daisy Hates, and then it goes Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home, Daisy Hates The Great Undoing. And this book, I have no words for how much I love this book. And Julian, oh my god, he's my favourite character in the whole wide world. I love him so much. If anything bad happens to him in the next book, I have fully annotated all of these books. I'm just super excited for the next one to come out. But yeah, this is an all-time fave. The next question is about booktubers that inspire me. So booktubers that I watch and that inspire me to do this myself. So I think a huge one, especially coming from Australia and living in a small city, Rachel Catherine is one of my favorite booktubers of all time. Absolutely love and adore her. She has the most cozy, kind, loving videos. Like, I just love her whole personality, what she's about. She's stunning. Other YouTubers that I watch is Emmy Rossum. Love Emmy. Hayley Pham. Madison Kate is a huge one. I'm a big fan of her videos. I love the way that she edits her videos and makes them, and I just love the way that she talks. I think she's so cool. I wish I was as cool as her. Sarah Caroli is another big one for me. I think she's amazing as well. She is so well spoken and makes stunning videos. I love her content. Yeah, that's booktubers that I watch and who inspire me to do this myself. Last question I have is what to expect from this channel, and I've written down a few little notes so that I don't forget what I'm trying to say here, because I'm not the most well-spoken person. I'm trying. How do I word this? So the reason that I decided to give this a go and make this account is because since giving birth to my daughter, which in itself has been the most life-changing, wonderful experience, also the hardest experience, not only has it been life-changing to give birth and become a mother and be navigating that whole journey, becoming a mother, for me personally, it has also been quite lonely. And I'm not saying that I don't have people around me. So I have amazing support systems, I have amazing friends, and Jared is an amazing husband. It's not that I don't have resources around me and a community. I definitely do have those things, and I know that there's people there to support me, but it has been really lonely. Like, majority of the time it's just Ivy and I, and we just go about our day and do our own thing, because Monday to Friday most people are working their full-time jobs. It's not a gripe on anything, it's just the way that life works. So Monday to Friday, Ivy and I are pretty much by ourselves, and we do get out, we see whoever we can. We go to the gym, and she goes to playgroup and gymnastics and does all of these things. But yeah, it's just me sitting at home or out and about with my 15-month-old, and there's not a whole bunch of adult conversations going on for me during the week. It has been a lonely experience for me, and it's been quite isolating. Not purposefully isolating, but just isolating nonetheless. I think this and making the videos is just a creative outlet for me, and maybe no one will watch these videos, but maybe one person will, and maybe they'll resonate with what I'm saying, or they'll have a piece of advice for me, or they'll, I don't know, connect. And if one person does watch this and does feel that way, then I think, to me, that makes it worth it. I guess I also have a lot of like imposter syndrome, and I keep thinking like maybe it's a fear of judgment, but I keep thinking like, what makes me think that I'm so special? But it's not about that at all. I don't think I'm special, and I don't think there's anything about me that's better than anybody else. It's just that, one, I am creative and I like to make videos. I like capturing moments and taking photos and making art and drawing and doing all of that sort of stuff. So I am creative, and making videos is a creative outlet for me. And then I just love books, and I love being a mother, and I love going to the gym and keeping fit. So I just wanted a little space for myself where I can put all of those things together, and maybe one day someone will watch this and they'll appreciate it. So I think that is my reason for doing this. I have wanted to start this channel and do this sort of thing for a while now, but I think I was holding myself back from fear and my own judgment on myself, thinking that because I am no different and because I'm nothing super extravagant or special, why would I do that? But I think that's the wrong perspective to have, and I want to push myself out of that perspective. You know, I want to see what I can do, see if there's any potential here. And either way, talking about books makes me happy, making something creative makes me happy. So if it makes me happy, then why not? Why not? And if I'm sitting at home and my daughter's asleep and I can make and I can make a video talking about things that I love, and like, why not? Why not? That's my reason for doing this. I want to build a community and I want to express myself and be real and authentic and show what I'm going through when I'm going through it. And this is a way for me to be a little less lonely at home. So yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. I hope from this video that you've gained a little bit of understanding into who I am and the kind of books that I'm interested in and what I like to read. I don't have any sort of like schedule or any pressure on myself to have some sort of like deadline with these videos. I'm just trying to stay consistent as I possibly can. Hopefully it's consistent. If you like this video, please give it a like. And if you would like to come on this journey with me and figure it out with me as we go, please subscribe and join. Thank you for watching. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your week. Bye. I'm gonna have a freaking field day editing this.